Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Thunderbirds cancel Sun and Fun appearance, electric airplane race is launched, and FAA revokes Air America's air carrier certificate. Hello, I'm Laura Hudson. It's April 9th, and this is Airborne Unlimited. The tragic loss of Thunderbird No. 4, Major Stephen Del Bagno, and the cancellation of their pending airshow schedule also means that other shows will not see the excitement of the Thunderbirds for an unknown period of time, while the team grieves, investigates, and rebuilds itself for the future. One of the more notable upcoming cancellations affects the annual Sun and Fun fly-in, which starts tomorrow, Tuesday, the 10th of April. The Sun and Fun family joins the whole airshow community in mourning the loss of one of the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds in a mishap yesterday during a training exercise at Nellis Air Force Base, noted President and CEO of Sun and Fun, John Light's Leenhouts. We will dedicate our 2018 show to supporting the Thunderbird family and honoring their fallen teammate. Major Del Bagno was killed when his F-16 went down over the Nevada Test and Training Range April 4, 2018 at approximately 10:30 a.m. during a routine aerial demonstration training flight. Despite the loss of this amazing attraction, there is plenty to see and do at the fly-in, and both ANN and CEO Jim Campbell urge aviators far and wide to join together and participate in one of the great aviation community events of the year. We'll see you there. After the break, jet aviation hangar collapses at Houston's Hobby Airport.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, Airborne Unmanned, the AMA Drone Report, our website or podcast, just email to news-by@aero-news.net. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. A hangar leased by Jet Aviation at William P. Hobby Airport collapsed last week when the area was buffeted by winds up to 60 miles per hour. Jet Aviation subleased the hangar to a company called JetLinks. According to Houston Police Department Lieutenant Larry Croson, no one was in the hangar when it collapsed, but as many as 8 aircraft were damaged in the incident. The National Weather Service confirmed that a phenomenon called a microburst hit the airport during the storms. The Orbis Flying Eye Hospital, the world's only U.S.-accredited teaching hospital on board an MD-10 aircraft, has returned to Trujillo, Peru for the 6th time to deliver 3 weeks of ophthalmic training. For the first time, Orbis will dedicate the first week to training medical professionals from the IRO through simulation technology. The FAA has affirmed the town of East Hampton's right to use airport revenue to fund a legal defense resulting from the adoption of local laws to reduce noise. In a determination dated March 26, the FAA ruled that the town was within its rights and that using airport revenue to litigate in court matters related to the operations of airport, which includes addressing noise issues, real, perceived, justified or not, is not a violation of grant assurance agreements with the FAA. The concept of delivering mail by drone needs a little work, at least in Russia. A demonstration plan for the Siberian town of Ulan-Ude took a turn for the worse. recently when operators lost control of the aircraft shortly after takeoff, and it impacted the wall of a building at high speed. It went from a $20,000 aircraft to a scrap in the blink of an eye. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Air racing is set to be revolutionized with plans for the world's first all-electric airplane race. Leading companies in electric aviation manufacturing are being invited to become founding technical partners in Air Race E. The series will be run by Air Race Events and led by Air Race promoter Jeff Zaltman. Electric aviation is one of the fastest developing technological areas and is seen as the third generation of aviation by the likes of Rolls-Royce, Airbus, and Siemens, who are leading the way in the technical development of commercial electric planes and this fast-paced research and development-intensive industry. Air Race E is to be sanctioned by the official Formula Air Racing Association and APAF, the two Formula Air Racing governing bodies, upon launch of the series. Air Race E will have a similar format to Formula One air racing. 8 airplanes will race directly against each other at speeds of over 215 knots around a tight circuit of just 0.8 nautical miles end to end. Air Race E is planning to launch its inaugural series of international races in 2020. After these messages, FAA revokes Air America's Air Carrier Certificate.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
Welcome back. The FAA has issued an emergency order of revocation against Air America Incorporated of Carolina, Puerto Rico, for allegedly conducting passenger-carrying flights using a pilot who had not received enough rest, using an unqualified pilot, operating aircraft when they were overweight and not properly loaded, and failing to provide pilot records. The FAA alleges that in March and June 2017, the company's director of operations served as pilot in command of multiple passenger-carrying flights when he had not received the required rest. The FAA further alleges that the director of operations falsely recorded that he had provided required ground and flight training to a new pilot, when he had in fact not provided that training. As a result, the new pilot was not qualified to serve as a pilot in command for Air America, the FAA alleges. Nevertheless, he served as pilot in command on at least 8 passenger-carrying flights between April 23 and June 3, 2017. The FAA further alleges that the unqualified pilot made improper weight and balance calculations on 3 flights in May and June 2017. Consequently, the aircraft were overweight and improperly loaded. The twin-engine Piper Aztec he was flying crashed on June 3, 2017, killing a passenger. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, alternating with Airborne Unmanned on Tuesday and the AMA Drone Report each Thursday. Additional breaking news bulletins may be posted for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. See you tomorrow.